Located somewhere at the crossroads of spirituality and the supernatural, heaven and hell, faith and fear, this is the Salvation Report.
Salvation.
And now, here is your host, world-renowned author and researcher, Robert Stanley.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another Salvation Report. I'm your holy host, Robert Stanley, godcasting from frigid southern Florida. Hope you're doing well. I'm fine. It's Saturday night, and January 17th, 2025. What a wacky way to start the new year. I don't know if anybody is actually following what some of these reports that I'm putting out, because I realize that they're very deep and probably more than anybody in this audience is willing to spend time doing their research on, or the homework, whatever. I mean, the piece that I put together on Epstein was very deep, and this particular report about Charlie Kirk is almost as deep, maybe more so. I guess it depends on who you are, how you feel about it. I never met him. I don't really know much about him other than what other people have been saying and researching, and to me it doesn't look good. It really is ominous. And I think I should just show you what I'm working on if I can get to that particular window here. So you can do this yourself. You know, obviously you can go scroll down, but there's some things here that I find extremely disturbing. Not just about Erica, but Charlie and the whole TPUSA. It's going to take you like 5 minutes just to scroll. If you didn't even read it, if you just scroll. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, but here's Charlie from behind. No exit wound, at least not in the back. I mean, clearly in the videos that we've seen, the blood on the left-hand side of his neck, I believe, is an exit wound. Probably, if any of this is real, I'm going to have to say the most compelling evidence is the exploding microphone that was attached to his t-shirt on this side that poofed up when he just exploded. Literally, his whole shirt just exploded. So, anyway, like I said, this is just such a bunch of nonsense. Stuff like this, you can see this is clearly AI generated, these images, and it's designed to provoke us or invoke emotions in us so that we'll only reason from emotion instead of being more logical. And I apologize if some of this is redundant. It may repeat at times because there's just so much, and I did my best to try and weed through it, but it's just ridiculous how much stuff is here. And look, just more is not always better. I get that, but it's pretty obvious there's some weird stuff going on. This particular, these two pieces right here by Miles Mathis are very interesting. You'll get to know a little bit about who actually got Charlie started, another Jewish billionaire, not Bill Ackman. Although Bill was yelling at Charlie supposedly shortly before he was taken out, and then afterwards he donated $1 million to Erica So that's just so weird. Candace obviously is in the middle of this. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. They're doing Masonic symbols with their hands and the black and white. It's Masonic kabuki theater. I mean, it just really. By the way, I've seen her ID in the past when she did not finish the University of Rhode Island for journalism. She allegedly couldn't afford it, so she went to New York, and suddenly things were just popping off for her, and she wanted to be an actress, just like Erica, who has been acted in different roles, including this. And this is something that Candace broke recently, and I saw it on Substack. Apparently, this was, at least the trailer for this was filmed at Fort Huachuca, the infamous Fort Huachuca, where some of Erica's mother's weapon systems for the Defense Department have been tested. It's all just so weird, man. I mean, it really is just, that's completely fake. Obviously, I don't know if somebody meant to do that or as a joke or what, but it's Candace apparently now thinks has said, unless that whole episode could be AI as well these days. I don't know, but she's claiming that Charlie gave her the impression, came to her in her dream, and is saying, he was a time traveler on a government program. So this is really getting bizarre. Every day it seems to get more and more bizarre. So I'm just gonna turn that down. Yeah. All right. So we're talking about Charlie's Fallen Angels, and I have to include Candace Owens as part of that because she was very close with Charlie, obviously, and they worked together, as you can see here, the dynamic duo. I think they're in Hawaii here. I'm not sure, but it's a strange situation, honestly. Very strange. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by this. There's just too much information to try to make sense of it all, other than to say we're being lied to, as usual, about so many things. And whether these two are in on it intentionally or otherwise. Oh, so Candace Owen, she left TPUSA and married some guy from England who's, I guess, very well connected, and he also works for TPUSA /UK, TPUSA in the UK. All right, so she's definitely still part of the group, whatever that group is, and part of that is, what do you call that? Church and state is blended together, a theocracy. They are, my understanding, TPUSA is trying to do something that is articulated in a movement, the Seven Mountain Mandate from the New Apostolic Reformation, NAR. That's something that you're going to need to learn about. I mean, highly recommend it because they are, in my opinion, they're TPUSA, I feel, is like a front group for that. I know people have accused them of being Christian Zionists or Christian nationalists, but ultimately, this is all manipulation, clearly. It just, in my opinion, I don't know if he even wrote that, but supposedly. And so Erica is out promoting not this book, but a book that Charlie was writing or finished writing just before he was taken out. And so she's out promoting it and obviously being asked a lot of questions. And this was her answer when it comes to the investigation of the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, using a fictional hunting rifle. Like I said, hunting rifle doesn't do this kind of damage. Or where's the other one? How did that disappear? Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the, yeah. Sorry, I got way too many screens open here. Where is it? Come on. This one. See, there's a little bit of blood on his left hand splattered. If that's even real. I swear, the whole thing is just so bizarre. Anyway, okay, sorry. Let me get to this too.
I believe in our judicial system. I do.
Okay, so you can't read you can't read the AI generated text on this because it's incorrect. What she said was, and I'll play it again in a second, but this is what she says. And I slowed it down so you could hear it because the first couple times I didn't hear it. But she says, I believe in the judicial system. I do. Okay, so what in the world is she talking about? In my opinion, let's get to this screen. Oh, not that one. It's the wrong one. Okay, I'm not sure how to get there now. Darn it. Man. Sorry. This is annoying me to say the least. How do I get to share screen? There we go. Okay. All right. Sorry, this is really annoying, but let's go. Okay.
Tibet, Nepal.
Sorry.
You have 6 billion idol worshippers who makes God angry every second of their life. Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Tibet, Nepal, Thailand. So many. India alone is 500 million. China is 2 billion. So many. 2 billion Christians, which are idol worshippers. Between Chinese, Hindus, Buddhists, and Christian, at least 6.5 billion people are idol worshippers that according to the Torah do not have the right to live. Idol worshipper goy, it's death penalty. Not only Jews. Even a goy who bow down to an idol, who believe in JC, deserve death penalty.
Nice guy. So that's what I think she's talking about. Is the Noahide laws, which they've tried to institute here in the United States and other places around the world. And just to be clear, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm anti-satanic. And what that individual is saying was satanic. It's adversarial towards God. He doesn't get to determine, based on his views, who needs to be killed. Just because he doesn't believe Jesus is God. So therefore, anyone who does needs to be killed according to his interpretations of the Torah. And I believe he should have said the Talmud, because it's in the Talmud, not the Torah. And there's a difference. Oops, man, there's a distinct difference. Sorry, this really upsets me. I wish I didn't have to even bring this up, to tell you the truth. To tell you the truth, it's really ridiculous. Anyway, so let me play this one more time. Listen to what she says.
I believe in our judicial system. I do.
Okay, sure you do. Um, she's not drunk. I slowed it down so you can hear her say Judas, Judas, judicial system. It's based on the Talmud, not the Torah, which is the Old Testament. And it's Kabbalistic. It's satanic. The Kabbalah is, the Kabbalah is, in my understanding, is the satanic religion of the world. It's not benign. You heard what that man said. He is completely convinced he feels justified based on his interpretation, or excuse me, the group that he belongs to. And to me, that's not Jewish. That's satanic. You know, when I studied Kabbalah last year, because my pastor asked me to, he gave me some very deep books to read. And the more I learned about it, the less I'm okay with it. It's just, I mean, it's not up to me. These people have free will and they can do these things if they wish, but there's consequences for it. But anyway, their Messiah, their God is not Jehovah. It's not Yahweh. It's not Yeshua. It's not Jesus. It's something or someone else. I guess we would call him Satan, the adversary, the Lucifer, the light bearer, or the false light bearer. So they have their agenda, and they're very good at lying to us. Sometimes you tell the truth, like that guy was telling us the truth based on their belief and their agenda. That's actually a blueprint. That what he was saying was, it wasn't just his opinion. He agrees with that methodology. And I guess Charlie Kirk, who was a professed Christian or Catholic or whatever he was, would have been a target. However, as long as he was pro-Israel, then or pro-Zionist, then I guess everything was cool. They wanted to give him a lot of money and connections and praise. And I mean, seriously, they flew him around on Air Force Two and gave him wanted to do a commemorative coin. They were talking about making him the next, or not, when at some point he was going to be president of the United States, and now they're saying it's going to be Erica Kirk. This is nuts. This really is completely bonkers. And that's Erica with her mom. Her mom is a deep state defense contractor with direct ties to the Middle East and Israel, specifically in Palestine. Again, it's not about being prejudiced, but so one of the videos, a music video that Erica did when she was, I think it was 2017. I don't know how old she was, but the bottom line is, on her lower back is this, it's kind of blurry, sorry, but it's two butterflies. Why is that important? Because Epstein had created something called the Epstein in the Butterfly Trust, which is part of the monarch mind control program, in my opinion, because this person here, Juliette Rose Bryant, what she experienced was very much, almost, if not exactly, like an alien abduction scenario, and had some of her eggs harvested. And these are not experiments. These are literally like they're harvesting us for various reasons, which I explained in my report about Epstein and the evil empire on Earth, because he was just a pawn. I feel fairly certain that he's still alive under an assumed name, probably changed his face. Same thing could have happened with Charlie Kirk. Like I said, a lot of things don't make sense in this world because we, who are normal people, do not have this kind of mentality and or behavior. So there was one other clip here of Erica.
Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same grift. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're excused. I'm sorry. This is just crazy.
Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same grift. Excuse me, gift.
Yes. Okay, that's called a Freudian slip. That's the second one. I'm sure she's made more, but I think that's sufficient enough to just say, look, there's a process going on in the back of her mind, or possibly it's the Holy Spirit is forcing her to say things that are true or accurate. You know, TPUSA. So allegedly, Charlie was going to have that organization that, you know, everybody thinks it was him, but obviously it's whenever you get more people on board like that. And look, like I said, the initial money, it didn't come from him. It came from wealthy donors that have agendas. And so anyway, towards before this, so it was last year. Yes. Today. Okay. So we're in 2026. Yeah. I think I got the date wrong today. Today is, sorry, January 17th, 2026. But in September 10th of 2025, when Charlie was taken out, prior to that, there was this meeting, and the so-called wealthy Jewish donors were very upset with him because he was wandering away from the Zionist narrative. He was questioning things that apparently upset them. So they were trying to rein him back in. The other thing that was going on was that he ordered a audit of TPUSA. So some people are saying there's money laundering and or other things going on there, peddling influence. Clearly, I mean, you know, since when does an influencer, a guy with a, you know, like myself, just a microphone and the internet? I mean, yes, okay, he went speaking around college tours on campuses, but why was he so tight with the Trumps? The entire, you know, President Donald Trump and his son Don Jr. and JD Vance. Now Erica's out there saying that she's going to get JD Vance elected. Supposedly Charlie Kirk got Donald Trump elected. What kind of crazy world are we living on here? This doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. I don't even like the term influencer. I know where it comes from, and it's actually a derogatory term. But you could call them a marketing person, a manipulator, a confabulator. I just, honestly, to me, it smells bad. It feels wrong. Very, very wrong. This whole thing is just a travesty. So, what was I going to get? Oh yeah, there was something else. There's always something else, right? You got a lot of buttons here to push. Candace. Yeah. So why is that coming up? No, I don't want that. All right. So yeah, this thing about there's a lot of questions about Candace, right? Well, supposedly there's this film. Now I just found that I thought I was almost done. It keeps popping up, just like with the Epstein thing. At some point I had to cut it off after months of collecting and curating and analyzing all these different articles and books and interviews and everything about Epstein. But at the same time, I was starting to collect stuff about Charlie Kirk and all his connections, because it's an empire. He was part of an empire like Epstein. Charlie was multimillionaire for what? and obviously had a lot of influence. Why? Because he was articulate, persuasive? I mean, no, it's because he was being used. He was a front man. He was okay, so in the religious movement of NAR, the New Apostolic Reformation, what their stated need is charismatics, not ministers, not preachers, not clergy, charismatics, because they have a message. They have an agenda, and I'll just tell you what it is. My understanding is and I don't know where they came up with this, that if they can build God's kingdom here on earth, then God will show up. To me, that sounds like a twist on the Kabbalistic view that if they do enough evil, it will hasten the arrival of their Messiah, who will then create his global empire openly. And supposedly he's going to come up out of the earth. So which means he's imprisoned in the earth. Gee, that sounds familiar. So the whole thing, like I said, is just the nuttiest thing ever. Anyway, getting back to this whole thing, Erica is, considers herself to be a beauty queen, an actress, a model, or whatever. Very well connected, and including connections to Epstein and possible child trafficking. It's being alleged that she lost custody of her 2 children, if those were even her children. That's how bad this is. Okay, I didn't make this up. I have nothing against this person or her family. But there's a link to all this stuff below this video that I'm doing here right now. There's no way I can get into all this stuff, but this is just creepy. This whole thing is creepy. And it's definitely reeks of the deep state. I mean, that's just what I'm getting. Oh, here's one more. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I need to share the screen one more time with you guys of Erica doing something. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, there's a better video of it somewhere. But anyways, this is her giving a presentation about EMP attacks on the U.S. power grid. And oddly enough, that's what her mom, some of the weapon systems or defense systems that her mother worked on is exactly this. So, and I did see her one time at a, what do you call it, beauty pageant. And she said that she in her life, she was blessed to have worked for the government. Oh, you mean like your parents? Or both her parents are both defense contractors, I should say. I'm not even going to get into her dad because there's less about him. He must be really deep because allegedly he worked on the Israelis' Iron Dome missile defense system. And okay, let's see if I can get this to play.
Major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States.
Anyway, sorry, that's annoying too. Okay, that could be fake. It could be. I don't think it is, because when she was 17, she'd already been placed at the head of a what do you call it, for children? Something, I forget the name of it, in Romania. Something about rescuing children. And it turns out that it's being alleged that they were actually trafficking the children there to various military bases where some prosecutions took place. I don't know what they call that. It's not a foster home. It's something else. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't have to tell you this stuff, but it's out there. All right. It's just part of the narrative. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And honestly, there's a lot of smoke. Way too much smoke to ignore this. There's nothing normal about, even before Charlie was taken out under very, very suspicious circumstances. When you really start peeling back the layers of all the players, like I said, I just call them Charlie's fallen angels. That's a joke, all right, sort of. I mean, if you remember the show Charlie's Angels, it was ridiculously vaudeville, whatever, campy. But this is something completely different. Okay, it does feel like theater, but there's clearly something going on. Something very nefarious is going on here. I think some of it is controlled opposition, which the Satanists love to do, to confuse us. Also more importantly, to divide, to keep us divided so that they can control us. And I wish I could articulate this better. It boggles me. Literally, I feel like I've got a knot in my brain right now just talking about this. I wish it wasn't true. I wish none of this was the truth, but some of it, and that's the other thing. When you look at the report down below, and it's really more just a collection. I mean, I added some of my own little thoughts in there, observations, but it's mainly just a collected, curated collection of reports and information that other people have put out there. That a lot of people have spent, I mean, literally, you could spend hundreds of hours looking at all that information and probably walk away going, well, I don't know what this is. And maybe that was the whole point of it all, is just to confuse us. But there's definitely a nefarious side to all of this. There's one thing I want to show you, though, before we wrap this up, that I forgot to put in there, and I just saw it. So this is the campus at the university there in Utah, where Charlie was allegedly murdered, and it just happens to look like a menorah. And the fact that it was paved over after the event, which the level of tampering with the crime scene was beyond belief, unless it wasn't a crime scene, unless it was just a theatrical stage where this was performed, this kabuki theater, this passion play. And it definitely invoked a lot of emotion. It raised a ridiculous amount of money for TPUSA, which, by the way, after his death, the organization said that the audit that Charlie had ordered was canceled. So that means the new CEO, is Erica, must have approved it, whether she wanted to or not. That had to stop, because there's just multi-millions. I mean, God only knows how many millions of dollars is being funneled through that agency for whatever reason. I mean, I may be wrong, but it seems like this is some sort of weird theocracy that's being built. And clearly it's not just for America if it's already over in the UK. And you saw after Charlie was removed, how the membership skyrocketed, the donations skyrocketed. people around the world were saying, we're all Charlie now. What? I mean, it just doesn't, okay. Again, if you are going to manipulate the masses, you have to do it in order to be effective. I believe you have to do instigate this. It's artificially stimulating emotions, which override all kinds of logic that you would normally use in situations like this, which do not add up. It doesn't make sense. Where was the ambulance? No, they just chucked him into an SUV and went to not the nearest hospital. And it's. I'm sorry. It's just the connections to the deep state, which I maintain is run by the fallen angels. So again, this is going back to the title of this report, Charlie's Fallen Angels. I mean, I doubt he really knew what he was doing, and that's usually what they look for. People say he was so smart. Well, yeah, but does that mean he cannot be fooled by the dark side and used? It happens all the time. Erica seems like she's more a willing accomplice, especially when I look at her family history. And she's not a really good actress either. So it comes off as being very staged. And I don't know. When I look at these people, they just look like actors to me. Don't they? Well, what is going on here? Who are these people? Are they really people? I mean, Candace is now, I heard her, or something that looked like her, saying that she's always felt like she was an alien on this world because this world is ghetto, and that she relates to cats better than people. Oh, well, fine. Maybe that's something you should keep to yourself, unless you just want to attract a lot of crazy cat ladies. Anyway, am I the only one that makes, does this, I know, wait a minute. I know I'm not the only one. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to share some more stuff with you. I see, because I looked, I mean, these reports don't happen by themselves, right? This information that I'm putting together for you, it's synergistic. That just means, so you take one piece of something powerful, you take another piece of something powerful, you merge them together, and now it's even more powerful than the two pieces separately. All right. Sort of like Reese's Pieces. Terrible analogy, but I'm just saying. Where is it? So this person is, I don't know who they are. It looks like a woman, but it doesn't matter. It says Erica Kirk tells women their places in the home, that they should serve their husbands, that they should submit to the patriarchy. Yet she spends her days doing the exact opposite of that. She's building an empire. She's headlining turning point events and trying to shape the political arena. So it's do as I say, not as I do. I'm sure some of you saw the picture of her, or the video of her introducing J.D. Vance and giving him this very seductive hug after saying how much he reminds her of Charlie, her late husband, her late great husband. Yeah. Yeah. So she's just a very strange person. And I mean, that's putting it mildly. Here's another woman. So I think women are seeing it, but not entirely. It's not just women that are seeing this and feeling creeped out by it, or like something is way off here. This person wrote, Erica Kirk lost custody of her kids. Now, this person wasn't the one who said it. Was actually Representative Anna Luna Paulina. maybe I got that wrong. Anna Paulina Luna. Yeah, maybe that's it. I got it. Anyway, representative from Florida accidentally said that. And it says here, while Erica Kirk was busy celebrating her husband's death, custody of her children were transferred to Charlie Kirk's parents. I don't know if that's true, but that's what this person is alleging. But she's not the only one that's saying this. And I don't know why. Some people are saying that those kids weren't even hers. They've said the same thing about the Obamas. This is all just so crazy. And personally, I'm tired of being lied to. I don't know about you, but this is really very upsetting. And I'm absolutely perplexed and baffled about how do we possibly conduct business on this world under these circumstances when there's so much fakery, lies and manipulations and just outright thievery that's going on here, and this lack of respect for one thing, for God and for each other and for the rule of law, which should apply equally to everyone. You don't just get to make it up as you go along, although that is the satanic belief. That's one of the reasons that Lucifer declared in the court of heaven that God was unjust. He didn't really give us free will, because if we did, we would be free to be able to do whatever we want, whenever we want to, which is anarchy, which leads to chaos. So, I need to figure out how to do reports about something that's a lot happier and more positive. I haven't got there yet. Believe me, I'm thinking hard about it, because I know everybody's heard about Charlie Kirk and they think they know what happened or didn't happen. You know, the guy with the palm pistol, supposedly, that guy may have had a remote control. If anything, he might have had a remote control, because it is, whatever he's doing with his hand is timed perfectly to the explosion under Charlie's shirt. That's what happens. It literally goes boom like this, which is, if you know about Israeli Mossad, that's one of their tricks that they were using a couple years ago, exploding pagers, which is not much different than the little square plastic remote microphone that was magnetically clipped to Charlie's shirt, which blew off. If he got shot in the neck, it's not going to blow up his shirt and knock the microphone system out. However, and I have links to this below this report. Shaped charges. It only would have taken a tiny bit of plastic explosive shaped in a certain way to achieve a certain goal. Knowing the ballistics, not from a gun, but from a shaped charge, an exploding remote microphone clipped right here. That's the most plausible explanation that I've seen so far. Other people have said, no, it was a holographic projection that was coming from what looked like a camera. It was the weirdest looking camera I've ever seen. But some of the links that you'll see in it down below show it to be a holographic projector, which are way more advanced than I didn't realize this until I watched the presentation. It's very brief. I'm not going to play it here. Like I said, we'd be here all night if I showed you everything that's in the report down below, or I should say the links to the reports down below this little video presentation I'm doing right now. So there's all kinds of scenarios. But, look, even if he faked it, or they, because obviously he couldn't have done this by himself. There had to be a motive. Certainly they had the means, but there had to be a motive for all of this. And I don't know what that would be, other than, like I said, after he was martyred, after Charlie became a modern day martyr, killed by a lone assassin. How many times have we heard that now? Too many. Crazy lone nut assassin. A lot more money, a lot more people who came on board that wanted to participate, that were motivated to join the movement and do whatever to be like Charlie, which I still don't know exactly what does that mean. Being a podcaster, going to, and it wasn't even a lecture when he went to the college campuses. It was a debate. He's a great debater. Okay, well, so what? Anyway, I'll be glad when this is all over. I don't mean Charlie Kirk. I'm talking about the lies, the manipulation, the cruelty, the corruption. It's got to stop somewhere. And I'm really looking forward to that day. I don't know when it's going to come, but it won't be soon enough for me. I've absolutely had enough of this nonsense. And I imagine most of you out there have too, but I don't know what we can do about it other than pray to God that, please hurry up and put an end to this, please. Please. So anyway, that concludes another Salvation Report. Until next time, may God bless you always and in all ways. Good night.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light up above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.